So far in the investment strategy, we have these lines of code and we need to add the conditions to sell or buy that we calculated previously in this part of the notebook. So we copy them and we bring it here. I don't need the for loop because this time the next function will do the iteration for us. What we called before tomorrow direction is what we have forecast tomorrow, which is the prediction of our machine learning model. And the flag to see if we already bought the stock or not should be accessible through an initial element of the class. By default is false, and we need to access this element from self. In the for loop, we were appending the elements to an empty list, but now we need to take action with a function within the class strategy to buy or sell the stock. Here we buy the stock because it will go up, so self buy, we don't need the list, and instead of having the list -1, we will put self sell, and in any other case we'll just pass. In other words, we won't take any action. We finally execute. We have already our class of the investment strategy that we will use in the backtest class to run the backtesting report. If we go to the documentation, the first parameter is asking for a data frame. If we go down, it will tell us that we need columns such as open, high, low, close, and optionally the volume. We have those columns on df explanatory, so data equals to df explanatory. Before moving on to the following parameter, we need to change the algorithm because we have the global variable df explanatory and not the initialized variable data that we access from self. Now the following parameter is the strategy that we previously created in this class. And finally, we pass the cash parameter to be $10,000, which is the initial amount of our investment. We instantiate the backtest class into the variable VT to later access the function run that executes the backtest in our investment strategy. We can see the results in this output, but we'd better save them into a variable. Let's call it results and show it into a data frame with this line of code. And show it in a data frame with this line of code. We observe that the return is quite good, is over 300,000%. The return is so high because the model already knew what happened with the Microsoft stock from 2017 until nowadays. And we are backtesting the strategy on the same period of time. But don't worry about this just yet. We will uncover the problem and the solution later on this course. Right now, you need to master the skills that we have explained in this chapter. We have prepared a challenge for you to complete. In the following video, I will explain the mental models you should apply to solve the challenge faster.